Hello, my dear friends. Svetlana Shlapak, the founder of UKVisaSuccess.com is here. In December 2020, global talent visa routes moved out of their Appendix W home, and they moved into the brand new house, which is called Appendix Global Talent. So the purpose of this video is to explain the provisions of the Appendix Global Talent. Some may think that they are dry and they are too technical, but if you are considering applying in this category, you need to understand them very well. And I promise you that if you stay with me until the very end of this video, you will get the rules and you will considerably increase your chances for succeeding in this type of application. So let us begin.
Guys, and before I begin, I wanted to let you know that I will be discussing lots of rules today, and I will be making references to other appendices of UK immigration rules. And what I decided to do for you is a reference. I've created this ebook, which is self-explanatory. This is called Global Talent Visa. This comprehensive mind map overview will increase your chances for success with your UK visa, global talent visa application. You can have it absolutely free if you go to ukvisa.com/global talent. So it will have a summary of all the mind map slides, which we'll be discussing in today's video, as well as links to other appendices of immigration rules, which I will be referring in this video as well. Okay, guys, the Home Office has given birth to a global talent appendix in December 2020. So the purpose of this video is to explain the provisions of this appendix, and in order to make sure that you are not running away from this channel, and in order to make sure that you stay as clear as possible on various provisions of this very complex appendix, I decided to divide this video into two parts. As you know, the global talent visas, they consist of two parts. The first one is the endorsement part, and the second one is the visa application part. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about the rules for endorsement application. So this is part one, and in the next video we're going to talk about the actual visa applications. So I'm not going to talk about the visa applications in this particular part. I'm only going to concentrate on the rules for endorsement applications, guys. And I do understand and I do get it that I provide very detailed videos, but this is only to ensure that before you apply, first of all, this is quite expensive and lengthy application, and this is quite confusing for the majority of you guys, because you don't have the law degree in order to understand all these complex provisions. So the general guidance which the Home Office provides is really helpful, but it will probably not be enough for you to understand the depths of the information and rules which you need to cover when making this application. I promise you that if you stay with me until the very end of this video and the second one where I'll be talking about the visa applications, you will get it. Okay, so let us start with part one, the endorsement part. As you will see, the appendix, the global talent appendix consists, part one consists of four major areas. First of all, it's all about making a valid application. So it's all about the procedure for making the application, and the second one, quite important, is about the eligibility requirements, meeting the eligibility requirements. And because there are a number of applicants in various fields, they've divided this into the arts and culture section, and also we have the rules for architects, fashion designers, film and television people, digital technology, science, engineering, humanities and medicine fields. And then we have special rules for the fast track endorsements pretty straightforward, where we'll not only be covering the rules, but also documents which you'll need to submit together with the application. And also we'll finalize today's video by talking about full peer review endorsement rules. So let us begin with the ensuring that when you make your application, this is going to be a valid application. And once again, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that this is going to be an application for endorsements. This is not a visa application at this stage. So in order for you to make a valid endorsements application, you will need to complete the correct form, you will need to pay the fee, and also you will need to ensure that you are applying for endorsements and not for visa. And if it is not successful, then it will be rejected. So let us now talk about the eligibility requirements. And I understand this is all in the alphabetical order. So let us begin with discussing the rules for arts and culture people. So they have the record requirements and they have the evidential requirements. So the record requirements, first of all, you'll need to prove that you were professionally engaged in producing outstanding performed, presented or distributed international exhibited work. And secondly, well, I've called this as a 5-year professional engagement rule. So here they say that you'll need to show regular professional engagements in the fields in the last 5 years. And the final one, which I'll call substantial developing track records in one country or more. So they say that you will need to show either a substantial track records in more than one country. So it has to be in more than one country, and you are applying as an exceptional talent. There is a slightly lower standard for those who are applying as exceptional promise. So exceptional promise, normally these are people with experience of less than 5 years. Exceptional talents, this is someone who's got more than 5 years experience in their field. And if you're applying as an exceptional promise, you will need to prove that you have a developing track records in one country. Okay, so these were our record requirements, and then we also have the evidential requirements. So for all the categories, this has to be 2 letters from the well-established organizations. So first of all, the first 2 letters must be from the well-established organizations acknowledged as experts in the field, and at least one of these letters will need to be from the UK-based organization. And also the third letter must be from another well-established organization or an individual with recognized expertise in your fields. So these were our letters, and also there are different rules for exceptional talents and for exceptional promises. And as you can see, 2+, it means that you will need to meet at least 2 of these requirements. The first one I called as an international award for excellence. Here the Home Office says that in order for you to meet the evidential requirements part, you will need to provide evidence of winning or significantly contributing to winning an international award for excellence. And also they say that, and remember guys, it's 2 of these, not all 3 of them, but only 2. Evidence from at least 2 countries of 2 or more examples of significant media recognition for your work. And the final requirement which you may consider satisfying is by providing evidence from at least 2 countries confirming that you appeared, performed, published or exhibited some work which was of international significance, or you have some evidence of extensive international distribution and audience for your work. So these were the evidential requirements for the exceptional talents. And now I would like to explain the evidential requirements for exceptional promise. Once again, guys, this is a slightly lower threshold for these types of applications because they recognize here that the person may be not as experienced. So if you have experience of less than 5 years, you may consider applying for exceptional promise. So the first one is called an International Award for Excellence. So here they say that you will be capable of providing evidence of winning or significantly contributing to winning or significantly contributing to being nominated or shortlisted for, or being nominated or shortlisted for an international award or excellence. The next one is where you can provide evidence from at least one country. Here it's not two countries, one country, which can include your country of your residence, of at least 2 examples of recent media recognition for your work. And the final requirement, which you may consider satisfying, is when you can prove that you have established an international presence. So you are famous in more than one country. So these were our evidential requirements for arts and culture. So moving on to the architects. Again, as you will see, as with arts and culture people, we have record requirements and the evidential requirements. Pretty similar, I must say. First of all, there should be a recognition for someone to be professionally engaged in producing outstanding, presented, published, or internationally exhibits work. And you will also need to prove regular professional engagements in your field in the last 5 years. And the final one is you will need to show a substantial track record in more than one country if evidencing exceptional talents, or show a developing track record in one country or more if evidencing exceptional promise. Again, a slightly low threshold for those who are applying as exceptional promise. And let us talk about the evidential requirements. So here we have very similar requirements to the arts and culture people, 3 letters, and this is for the exceptional talent people as well as the for exceptional promise people. 2 letters from the well-established organization. So one of these must be in the UK, the same requirements as in the previous category, and also the 3rd letter will need to be from another well-established organization or an individual with recognized expertise in your field. And then we have the differentiation between the categories. So let us talk about the exceptional talents first. The International Awards for Excellence. So evidence of winning or significantly contributing to winning an international award for excellence. And the next one is evidence from at least 2 countries of a minimum of 2 examples of significant media recognition for your work. And the last one is evidence from at least 2 countries of a minimum of 2 examples of publications or exhibitions considered internationally significant in your field. And you'll need to satisfy 2 of these requirements, not all 3 of them, but just only 2 to be recognized as an exceptional talent in the architectural fields. And then we have different evidential rules for the exceptional promise people. First of all, you'll need to hold an international award for excellence, and you must prove that this was awarded in the last 5 years from at least one country. And then you can meet the evidential requirements by providing evidence from at least one country of 2 examples of recent media recognition for your work or work as a contributor. And the last requirement which you may consider meeting is when you can produce evidence from at least one country of a minimum of 2 examples of publications or exhibitions in the last 3 years considered internationally significant in your field. So these were the rules for the architects. And the next one is again quite similar for the fashion design industry people. Record requirements. The first one is you will need to be recognized as a leader. So you will need to have a leading design role in the fashion industry. And I draw your attention here that with regards to the record requirements, you will need to meet all of these requirements. You'll need to show regular professional engagements in the fashion design industry in the last 5 years. And then you'll need to prove that, well, if you're applying in the exceptional talent category, then you'll need to show professional engagements in producing outstanding work that has been sold or exhibited internationally through catwalk or other exhibitions on the substantial track records, and that has to be in more than one country. And then if you're applying as an exceptional promise, then you will need to show a developing track record in one or more countries and professional engagement in producing outstanding work that has been recognized by leading industry players. So these were our record requirements, and we have the evidential requirements, very similar, 3 letters from the experts, and one of these letters will need to be either from an individual or from an organization which is based in the UK and is recognized to have an expertise in a fashion and fashion design industry. And if you're applying as an exceptional talent, you will need to meet 2 of these 4 requirements. So the first one is where you can provide documents confirming that you won or significantly contributed to winning an international award for excellence. Then the next one is where you can provide documents confirming 2 examples of a significant media recognition from at least 2 countries. And once again, if it is the exceptional promise, it will be from 1 country, and if it is in the exceptional talent category, it will be from 2 countries. And also evidence of a catwalk shows, presentations or exhibitions considered internationally significant in the fashion design industry. And the last one which you may consider meeting is when you are in the position of providing evidence of extensive distribution and sales of your collection via internationally renowned retailers and your own outlet or some other e-commerce platform, in other words, online. So 2 of those if you're applying as an exceptional talent, and if you're applying as an exceptional promise, you may consider meeting 2 of the following requirements. So the first one is where you have at least 2 examples of recent UK or international media recognition for your work. The second one is when you can provide evidence of support and sponsorship through one of the following. First of all, it can be provided by British Fashion Council or Fashion East Support Scheme or the Sarabande Foundation or the Centre of Fashion Enterprise. And the last one is an international counterpart of the British Fashion Council. The next one I called the luxury boutiques. So you will consider to have met the requirement if you can provide evidence of at least 1 order placed by a luxury retailer or boutique. And the last requirement which you may consider meeting is when you can provide evidence of recognition by leading industry players of an exceptional graduation collection. So these were our rules for exceptional promise people in the fashion design industry. So let us talk about film and television professionals. So we have the records requirements. And the records requirements, you will need to meet one of the following. So first of all, you can meet the requirement by proving that you have won at any time a main award, which means either an award from an Academy Award or British Academy of Film and Television Arts, and also a Golden Globe or an Emmy Award. Or you can also meet the requirements if you can prove that in the last 10 years you have been nominated for or made a significant contribution to winning or being nominated for any of the main awards. And also you can meet the requirements by proving that in the last 15 years you have achieved a minimum of 2 nominations for the main awards. And the last requirement is when you have a notable industry recognition through achieving international sales and a specified combination of awards from the PACT's notable industry list. They've actually given the link to this PACT list, which you can also find yourself if you go to pact.co.uk/services/global talents and notable awards list, all with dashes .html. So these were our records requirements for film and television industry. As far as the evidential requirements is concerned, you will only need to provide 3 letters. 2 must be from well-established organizations where people were acknowledged as experts in their fields, and 1 letter must be from another well-established organization or from an individual with recognized expertise in the film or television industry. The digital technology worlds. So we have the record requirements and the evidential requirements. With regards to the record requirements, you need to understand that there can be 2 different types of applicants. The first one is the technical applicants and the second one is the business applicants. The technical applicant is the person with a proven technical expertise with the latest technology in building, using, deploying or exploiting a technology stack and building a technical infrastructure. And the business applicant is the person who has proven commercial investment or product expertise in building digital products or leading investments in significant digital product businesses. So first of all, you'll need to establish whether or not you're applying as a technical applicant, which will be the majority of digital technology applicants, or if you're applying as a business applicant. And once you've established that, you will need to provide a number of documents. Also, in addition to establishing whether or not you are applying as a technical applicant or as a business applicant, you will also need to establish whether or not you will be applying as an exceptional talent or as an exceptional promise. Exceptional promise, once again, is someone with less experience, and the experience is normally less than 5 years. So with regards to the documents, first of all, the digital technology applicants, unlike other applicants, will need to go and complete another application form at a special website, and they will need to provide their CV, which has to be no more than 3 pages, A4 pages long, and they will also need to provide 3 letters. So 3 dated letters of recommendation from 3 different well-established organizations acknowledged as experts in the digital technology field. And then we need to establish whether or not you are applying as an exceptional talent or as an exceptional promise. So if you're applying as an exceptional talent, you will need to provide evidence proving that you have been recognized as a leading talent in the digital technology sector, and then you'll need to meet 2 of the following 4 requirements. So the first requirement which you may consider meeting is by providing evidence confirming that you have a proven track records for innovation as a founder or senior executive of a product-led digital technology company, or as an employee working on a new digital fields or concepts. The second requirement is when you can provide proof of recognition for work beyond your occupation that contributes to the advancement of the field. And the third one is when you can prove that you have made significant technical, commercial or entrepreneurial contributions to the field as a founder, senior executive or employee of a product-led digital technology company. And the last requirement which you may consider meeting if you're applying as an exceptional talent is as follows. So you may be recognized as an exceptional talent if you can prove that you have exceptional ability in the field by academic contributions through research published or endorsed by an expert. So these were our requirements for the exceptional talent category. Now let us talk about the exceptional promise. So as you can see here, you will need to have been recognized as a leader, whereas if you're applying as an exceptional promise, you will need to have been recognized as a potential leader. So in other words, to show that you have been recognized as having potential to be a leading talent in the digital technology fields. And again, as with the exceptional talent category, you will need to prove that you meet 2 of the following 4 requirements. So the first one is when you can provide at least 2 examples of innovations as a founder of a product-led digital technology company, or as an employee working on a new digital field or concepts. The second requirement is when you have a proof of recognition for work beyond your occupation that contributes to the advancement of the field. This is exactly the same as with the exceptional talent people. The next requirement is when you have made significant technical, commercial, or entrepreneurial contributions to the field as a founder or employee of a product-led digital technology company. And the last one is when you have at least 2 examples of exceptional ability in the fields by academic contributions or through research endorsed by an expert. So these were our requirements for the exceptional promise category for the digital technology applicants, and they finalized this particular section by saying that an applicant must provide evidence of any commercially successful established businesses, or if they have share ownership or any businesses dissolved in the last 5 years, they will need to provide evidence of this as well. So these were our slightly different evidential requirements for the digital technology category, and I would like to finalize this particular eligibility section by discussing the rules for science, engineering, humanities and medicine fields. So here we have the record requirements only, and they say here that an applicant for endorsement in the fields of science, engineering, humanities and medicines must be an active researcher in an academic industry or government research institution. So pretty straightforward and simple for the science, engineering, humanities and medicines fields people. Okay, so these were our eligibility requirements. Now let us briefly talk about the fast track endorsement requirements. So we have general and evidential requirements, and as you can see, there are 3 major requirements. So the first one I called as fellowship or awards, and here they say that you will be eligible for the fast track endorsement if you can provide evidence confirming that you have held in the last 12 months before the date of an application a peer-reviewed research fellowship or an award named on the list published by the Royal Society, the Royal Academy of Engineering and the British Academy. The next category of requirements is called academic or research positions. So here they will expect the applicants to provide a statement of a guarantee. And these statements of guarantee should be in a particular Home Office recognized form. First of all, this statement will need to confirm that the job was advertised and the person who is applying was accepted for this job. And also they will need to have the details of the job title and department. The person will need to provide at least 2 references together with the application for fast endorsement. And also they will need to provide evidence confirming that at least 3 academic representatives were on the panel when they made the decision to accept you. And the last requirement is that at least 1 expert in your field was on the interview panel, and at least 1 relevant expert who is independent concluded that you were suitable for this job. These rules are all in place to ensure that there is no abuse to the immigration system. And the next one is called substantial research grants. And the last one is called substantial research grant. So here you will need to prove that you will be hosted or employed in a UK research organization and named on the UKRI published list, and you will provide critical contribution to work supported by substantial research grants or awards from an endorsed funder and named on this list. And because this category is quite rare, I decided that if you need to have more details, I will not be going through them in this video, but if you want to have the summary of the rules, you're very welcome to pause this video and just read what I have provided for you on the screen right now. Okay, so these were our fast track endorsement rules, and I would like to finalize today's video by talking about the full peer review endorsements. We have a general and evidential requirements. You will need to be an active researcher with a PhD, and in addition to that, you will need to be a member of an academy, hold a prestigious internationally recognized prize, or have a recommendation from a senior member of a reputable UK organization. And as far as the evidential requirements is concerned, you'll need to provide a CV and a letter of a recommendation, which will need to have the following details. In this letter, the writer will need to confirm how he knows you and also what are your achievements and why they consider you to be an exceptional talent or an exceptional promise in the field, and what, in their opinion, contributions you are likely to make to UK research excellence and a wider society if your application is granted. And this is it, my friends. This is all we wanted to discuss in this video. So once again, this is part 1 of the video, which is dedicated to explaining the provisions of the Global Talent Appendix. And in the next video, it is my intention to talk about visa applications. And I would like to remind you that the visa application is a part 2, and you can only make this application after your endorsement application has been granted. Well, in fact, you can make the application even at the same time, but it will not be considered unless the endorsement application has been granted. I'll see you in the next video, my friends, where I will be discussing part 2 of the Global Talent Appendix. I would like to invite you to visit this page, ukvisasuccess.com/more, where you'll find plenty of free immigration resources explaining various immigration rules. And I also invite you to subscribe to a new, very, very succinct and short newsletter where I'll be updating you on various changes in the world of UK immigration law. And also I will be sending various exclusive invitations to the members of ukvisasuccess.com community. You'll only be able to get these offers if you're subscribed to this newsletter. Have an amazing week, guys.